Good morning, YouTube bunny people. So this morning I'm going to do a video on litter boxes and messy bunnies because I've seen that as a question that a lot of you are asking, and so I thought I would do a quick video on it. This is my house bunny Peanut, and Peanut is a blind epileptic bunny who who I'm going to do a video on. This is his setup. So he's got two litter boxes in his setup, one under his pellet bowl and one over here under his hay rack. Quick little thing on his hay rack, you can use a ton of different hay racks, but this one is an easy one. It's just a bag. It is tied. It's old fleece blanket. I cut a piece the size I wanted, folded it in half, tied up two sides, and left one side open. Then I slit some holes in it. Okay, these holes, they put their heads in. You can put your whole hand in, the whole thing, and it makes it really easy to get in and out, but they still have to work for it. It's not exactly easy to grab big huge mouthfuls and throw them all over the place. They have to work at that a little bit harder. It's not hard. It's not going to cause any rub spots on their faces like wire like this would if you're using something that's square like this, or the long triangle ones. It isn't as easy to get out as the big holes when you have like the plastic boxes that you cut the big holes in. So it's a little harder to make a mess with, but it's a little safer on Bunny's face. I hang my wire bag up, obviously not terribly high because with this guy I don't need to, but with the other setup I'm going to show you for messy bunnies, I would advise hanging it up a little bit higher, make it a little harder to work into. So I use short-sided litter boxes with this guy, specifically because too many obstacles in his way, he's not going to go over them. He has no depth perception, so hopping up over things is not something that he's able to do. You know, these are very short walls, and if he were a normal bunny, obviously he would go right over the top of them. But no depth perception from this guy, so he does not go up and over things, which is why the other litter box option we have isn't really a good option for him. So my setup is dirty, obviously. It's like I said, it's litter box day, so it's been 3 days since his last complete change out of his litter. And so we're looking pretty messy. But even after only 3 days, or after a full 3 days, hay-wise, that's about my hay mess. So yeah, some of it gets down in here, but mostly it all stays right there. Even though this guy, before that bag, would have already scattered it from there to there, easily. So that bag, definitely a lifesaver. So I'm going to show you my pellets that I use and the other type of litter box and how I would use it if I had in here a non-disabled guy who could jump up and in and over things. So these are the pellets I use. I get them from Tractor Supply. $4.99 a bag, I believe, or $5.99 a bag, somewhere right in there. So under 10 bucks. It gets you 40 pounds of these equine pellets. I have no smell issues because of them, and I can go 3 days. I can even go longer. I don't, because I don't really like yellow feet. But I could go longer, and he'd probably still be okay if, like, need arises without my house smelling completely disgusting. Then the other thing, totes, these plastic totes, $3, $4 at Walmart, somewhere around there. I cut a hole. Now, if you have regular bunny, I have some giants outside that use this setup, and they use it just fine. You want to cut as high off from the ground as you can that your bunny will still go over and into it, and can get in and out easily enough. Okay, that's kind of the trick with this. What you're using is you're using the high side walls and a good size lip on this to keep everything inside. The high side walls to keep Bunny from being able to just reach in and pull hay from the hay rack, you're going to want to attach over here, and then the high part here to keep Bunny from kicking your pellets out. So I would set this box up exactly the same as I set this up. I would have my hay rack hanging in the farthest corner where the bunny has to come in the door here and go all the way across to reach up and get into the hay rack. Now I would have the hay rack positioned somewhere where the bunny can get to it from right inside, but can't get to it from outside here or outside here or outside here. You want the bunny only to be able to reach your hay rack from inside. You want the bunny to have to work to get it, so can't just pull the hay out, pull a ton of hay out, and then bring the hay out this door. It needs to try to be kept over there. And then you want the pellets to be low enough to where you're not kicking them out this tall side. Okay, so I mean, you're changing every 2 or 3 days anyway. You're not going to need a ton. Just a few scoops and some newspaper will do it for you. Sorry, this one has not been used for Bunny in a really long time, so apparently got used for artwork instead. Go figure. So that is what I would do for the messy bunnies. It's going to help really curtail them throwing their stuff out. The hay rack is going to be your best friend, whatever type of hay rack you need to make. Couple other things, if you've got ones that are messy with their veggies, which some are, I like to hang my veggies for my bun. 2 reasons. It kind of, when they have to pull it off of here, it works the same muscles as if they were pulling it out of the ground. It gives them just a little bit more exercise. It makes them use their brain, so it stimulates them a little bit. They have to figure out and solve the problem to getting the greens off of there, as opposed to when you just throw everything in a bowl and they can just sit there and kind of eat it out of a bowl. Usually, we had a issue. Usually there's a jute cord that runs this way, and I use jute cord. Jute cord is natural fibers. This is all organic jute cord that it's like a hemp cord. Anyway, it's bunny safe. If he does wind up ingesting any of it, it's just going to be broken down because it's natural plant fibers with no additives or anything in it. So it's an animal safe jute cord is what that's sold as. So that's what I use. Anyway, this used to be tied over there and had its own set of clippies so that he had 2 sections to work at and figure out. Now, he does everything by smell, so that's a big part of stimulating him through the day, is having them hidden or up there where he can get to them. Other things he has for stimulation is he has toys. He has a tunnel, more toys, and then he did not particularly care for a dig box, mostly because he couldn't really get in and out of it. So he's got these blankets down here that he uses, and he digs in them, and that's his bed and nest zone. So for stimulation, those are some good ideas just to kind of help you out. But anyway, as far as litter box go, I'm going to get these changed, but that's how I keep mine that way for days at a time, which is really helpful. And if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them for me. Thanks.